Hey everyone, Privya here, third year med student. So I wanted to talk to you all about a new fitness challenge that I have going right now, basically starting a couple days ago. So we'll see how it goes. And then also what I'm doing in terms of school right now. We are working a bit on a project that is a part of our curriculum. So I wanted to explain a little bit about that as well. I'll be working on that today. Today's a pretty busy day for me in terms of getting some work done. So I'll show you what I'm doing to keep on top of school, and then what I'm doing in my personal life in terms of fitness and things like that as well. All right, let's get started. We've both been working all morning and we're just having breakfast right now. Yeah, I feel like not being in the hospital, you would think that I should have less to do, but right now I just feel like I have so much to do. And I think another part of it is that there's so many things that I can do because I have more free time. So I just feel like I want to make the most of this. So it's been a pretty busy morning, as I said, doing some work, but also learning how to use animation and motion graphics through After Effects right now, because I'll be using that as a part of my school project. So that took a little bit of time this morning. For the past 3 or 4 hours, that's what I've been working on, trying to learn how to use the software better. Okay, we're gonna have some breakfast, maybe lunch, since it's lunchtime, and watch some Sopranos. We finished Mr. Robot. Well, I guess we haven't watched the newest season, but we're watching what we have available to us, and that ended at season 3 right now. So we've transitioned over to the Sopranos, and so far we're enjoying it. I thought one thing I could talk about today is how to give a lecture in med school. More specifically though, is how to prepare one. Right now, as I mentioned in my previous video, I am working with a group of my friends to go through some of the objectives and lectures that we're missing right now. As a part of that, we're all taking a topic and then giving a lecture to each other on it. Since it's not something that's done very often, we have lectures given to us a lot, I thought I would run through the quick outline that I'm using. A quick break because it's run time. So we brought the pull-up bar to this bathroom now, and I'm up to 3.5 from 2.5 in my physical distancing video, so we're making progress. We're about to head out for a run right now. One issue that I've had for, I can't even remember how long, is how to get into cardio. I've talked about this before, but I can be in a gym for however long, it doesn't bother me at all. But cardio just kills me. I used to play a lot of basketball when I was younger, and that kept my cardio up. But as soon as I stopped that, I went through periods where running for 5 minutes would make me so tired, and it was brutal. Like, it was quite embarrassing actually. And I was talking to a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I thought you ran. Why is cardio such a big deal for you? And I guess the thing is that I have been running on and off for many years, but it's just hard for me to get into it and keep with it. What happens is that I start getting into cardio, but then after going twice for a week, 3 times for a week, I stop for a couple weeks and then I'm back to square one. And it's just so defeating because even that progress that you make in those 2 weeks, it disappears. So right now, I'm trying to learn myself how to start running if you're busy, because I feel like that's a big excuse that I make for myself. I'm at work all the time, I come home, I'm tired, I barely have enough time to have dinner, get ready for the next day, wind down, shower, that sort of thing. And then to throw in a run into that, there's just not enough time for it. But really, it is just an excuse. If I can make time to go to the gym, I could be substituting that for running. It's just that I don't enjoy running as much as I do being at the gym. So this is my journey into getting into cardio, starting, I would say today, but this actually started 3 days ago, and I'm gonna rewind to a clip from yesterday that you can watch. But otherwise, we're gonna head out for day number 3 of cardio, and then I'll catch you when I get back. We are heading out for a run. What's the goal? What's the new goal?
Run for straight 10 minutes.
Yes, that's the goal, but run for how many days? You don't know this, so I'm just coming up with this right now. You don't know the plan yet, but how many days should we run in a row, do you think?
1. Let's start with 1.
Okay, I'm implementing a 30-day, so 30 days in a row with some good cardio exercise. Let's see how this goes. All right, there was run number 3, another 20 minutes out of the way. The goal right now is to get out and run at least 10 minutes every day or go for a bike ride. My shins always tend to be a problem. They're already starting to act up, so I don't want to overdo it. That way biking is our low impact alternative. So help me out here. If any of you have ideas on how to stick with running, how to get into cardio, or how to start running if you're busy, and most importantly, keep up with it, drop down a comment below and help me out, because this is something that I struggle with. What gave me this idea was, it's a runner who I subscribe to on YouTube. I think his username is Hella Good, maybe. It was quite inspiring to me. I think he's on almost day 1100 of running every day. And similar type of story. He was an athlete growing up, wasn't very fond of running, and just started off with, I believe it was a 2-week challenge or something like that, where he just wanted to run at least 10 minutes every day. Because as we all know, that is the hardest part, is getting up, getting out the door. Once you do that, if I can commit to at least 10 minutes, then once I'm out there, I'll probably run for more, and that's essentially what he did as well. I'm trying this, but if there's anything that works for any of you, please let me know. Before I get into how to give a lecture in med school, what I wanted to do is touch a little bit on the project that I'm working on. So if you've watched some of my videos from last year, in the first and second year, we have a period called Flex, which is flexible learning essentially, and we get to work on a project of almost anything we want. I've always gone back and done research in Vancouver, but right now I'm staying in Prince George, which is really my home now. And luckily for me, I get to work on some projects that can incorporate video and media, which is something that I really enjoy doing. So that's something that I'm working on right now. I'm actually in the middle of working on a video as we speak. I was working on it earlier today, and hopefully we'll get a sample video sent out to be approved. I'm not going to talk too much about the content of it, just because I am working with a team and I don't want to give away too much of it, but as soon as it's finished, I'll make sure to shoot you all an update so you can give that a watch as well. The team that I'm working with has put out some other videos already. Those are about COVID, so give those a watch if you're able to. But otherwise, I'm going to go shower, freshen up, stretch a little bit, and then get working on that lecture. All right, I'm gonna leave this there. As you can see, this isn't a typical lecture that I would normally do. So in terms of how to actually give a lecture in med school, I was almost not gonna record this because of how general it is. Like, abdominal pain is quite general. You don't really have to go through like the definition or symptoms of abdo pain, because it really just is abdo pain. Obviously, a setup like this format will work better for something more specific. Like what I did last week was I was talking about psychosis with the same friends. Someone is very excited about his new shoes, which is his quarantine buy. Yeah, so you can go ahead and watch that, see how I talked about that. But for abdomen pain, it's so general, but I still did go through this just for the purpose of going through when there's a general topic like this, because you're going to have to give lectures in med school about something like this as well. One other good thing about this is that it's a good way to study. So even if you're not going to give a lecture in med school to someone else, you can at least for me, this is how I set up my notes often, or I guess I should say how I intended to set up my notes. I didn't always get to that point in my studying. No matter what, this is a good reference, because even on some rotations in clerkship, your supervisors will ask you to teach whoever's on your core rotation with you, or choose a topic and teach it to your colleagues. So going through something like this, it's always good practice, which is why I thought I would cover it. So anyways, I will leave it at that. I'm going to finish this up and then go make a protein shake, since I need to get something into me after that run. What we're gonna try to do right now is make some nut butter. I got some nuts earlier on, just put them in here. Let's see how it turns out. So, what do you think? He thinks positive. That's the type of validation I need in my life. Okay, that's the end of my night. If you made it this far, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like down below and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Very flexible. I didn't even know he was doing that. I saw your foot in my peripheral vision, not in there, because I don't look at the screen. So we went for a run, as you saw earlier on. Go ahead.